Sure.
All right. So whenever you're ready.
All right, we're ready. Hi, Ed. We are Intercom Voice Chat app, and my name is Erin. I will be presenting today. Let me start by sharing my screen so we can see our um, check-in sheet. That will be here. Okay. So previous week's goals and accomplishments. We went beyond in terms of our requirements last week, and Chelsea did a great job completing all the endpoints in our backend. Most of these endpoints are hit in our front end. I would say 70, 90, 70, 80%. And we are deployed in Heroku for backend and Netlify on front end with continuous deployment, just like everybody else, I guess. And we authenticate our users via Auth0. And we have a Twilio account where we are able to start a voice call between us via our phones last week. And we are using Stripe for our billing. Our billing was broken last week, but as of today, we are able to make one-time charges. Goals for, let me move this back a little bit. Oh, and if you want to see our beautiful list of APIs, these are the ones. So the green ones are already displayed in our front end. And yeah, these are almost done. Chat room, comment history. The Twilio ones are missing. And we'll get back to that.
This is so good.
Going, yeah.
Having this as a document, I just want to say this is. I wish every group did this.
Kudos to Chelsea. I know. Okay, going back to rubric. So what the goals for this week are definitely the Google authentication via Auth0. We have already requested a key from Google, so we are hoping to implement that pretty soon. As of now, our users are able to create an account in Auth0 database and then log in. We want to also fully integrate the Twilio app to our application. At this point, also, we want to clarify that our priority is voice over IP, since we have an iOS team that gets fed from our backend. Should we talk about that a little later or now? Should we open up?
Let's, well, I mean, if it's easier for you to touch on it now.
Sure, yeah, please.
Okay, cool.
So we kind of heard both, that our app should be working on mobile view, but we already have an iOS team, and we believe that we should prioritize voice over IP. What do you think? Or what is the management?
You mean the two of you in your priority? I think for the mobile view, the only concern that we have for the mobile view will be for the web. I guess the web team, just to make this responsive. That's really where this ties into. I don't need to see some fully realized, completely different hybrid design for the mobile. All I need to see from the web team is just some sort of breakpoint system. If you want to do it from an adaptive point, if you want to do it as like a boneless design approach.
We're a little less worried about the responsiveness of the app. It's more of the fact that our web app will not be able to make calls, but our mobile application from our iOS team will be able to make calls.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, okay. It's two entirely different types of back-end calls and code, and
yes.
We're prioritizing our time. If we get it working on the mobile app, so a mobile phone can make a phone call, but that's not implemented on our web application because it's an entirely different Twilio call. Is that going to be appropriate?
Yes, absolutely. I'm sorry, Aaron. I understand what you're saying now. Thank you, Chelsea. Yeah, I agree with that entirely. So your prerequisite here for the mobile, scaling and everything, don't even bother with that then, because you obviously have no priority for that when it comes to mobile scaling for this.
So our web app is gonna be like a dashboard, management dashboard.
Yeah, that's the way that I've understood it from Joshua, unless he has other thoughts of it. But as far as I understand, that's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Okay. So when it comes to present this in the end of the 5th week, we
Yes.
will present displaying our iOS app, I guess, to actually show the call, right?
Yeah, I mean that I think that would be the front stage or front row center
Right.
demonstration of the process, and then I think no diss the web team. I mean, but I think that's the first and primary focus of this, and then secondary to that would be the dashboard, interface on the website.
Okay, but we don't need to have the website front end making calls. That'll all be done on iOS then.
Yeah, if you could do that through website client, I'd be mighty impressed. But no, you don't have to.
So it's a stretch goal. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even know is there even such a thing for VoIP calls on like a front end platform? I've never heard of something like that.
Twilio has the features for it. I was asking, it was one of the things I was worried about, because like we could do it where it makes calls over the phone, and that's where like it uses the phone app itself, and it makes getting some information about the groups more difficult to the phone app, or to the phone itself. Whereas if we do it through VoIP, I can get more information about the groups sent with the call, so that it's easier to join the right conference, and I don't have to.
I think it's where we landed on Friday when we had the check-in. That's the approach we want to go with.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
Next, ask a clarification question. Do we want to be able to make calls if we access our website using our mobile device? Is that a requirement or no?
I don't think so, because again, that's going to be a VoIP call that you're initiating and then conducting.
Not necessarily.
Give me an example of otherwise.
You can initiate, for example, you would make a call and then you press the call button, and then the app would access your phone functionality and use that to make a call to the conference room number.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You would have to be a little bit careful doing that, though, because then our web front-end app would then have to figure out whether you're on a cell phone or on a desktop computer.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking too, where it gets a little convoluted. I'm gonna defer that question to Joshua when we have our. I'm not gonna see him until tomorrow morning when we have the leadership meeting or whatever. When we have that meeting. Until then, I'm sorry, I just can't give you a definitive answer on that. I don't think that's the case, but I don't want to tell you that and then you guys find out Friday.
Google Voice has that functionality, so just like in case, like for reference, if that's something you want to look at.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
All right. Let's follow up with that tomorrow. I'll have an answer. I'm gonna once I talk to him about that, and I can illustrate this more succinctly to him than just like some Slack message. I want to get a one-on-one with him to talk to him about that. So let's follow that up tomorrow. But in the meantime, I'm going to pass it back to Aaron if he has anything else on his.
Yeah. All right. Another thing that we want to accomplish this week is the subscription billing. As I said earlier, we are only able to make a one-time payment, and that should be done in a couple of days, we believe. So another goal was adding an accept and decline options for group invites. So if you are the group owner, group creator, we are able to invite other people in our database. So they get the invite, They have two options: accept, decline, and then they get added to corresponding tables. And yeah, deciding on the layout, we're gonna pick a template and then go from there. And for responsiveness, I think it's already fully responsive. I worked on some styling over the weekend, so it is already responsive. Yeah, we talked about that already. Timing and breakdown. So today we implemented that accepting and decline options for the group invites. We are able to make the one-time charge. Account settings is done. We are able to delete the user or update its display name and all that. And the responsiveness is done already. For tomorrow, we are hoping to get the Google API key so we can log in via Google using the Alt0. And we need to add the subscription billing framework and work on Twilio.
Actually, if I can just add something with the Google API key, because I did a test earlier today. I saw the sign in with Google button was there, and I was actually able to log in with it.
Yeah, so we actually do have an API key. The fact we are having a little issues with Google hadn't verified the app yet. So there was a pop-up message coming up saying, are you sure you want to go to this app because it's not a secure site? It takes several days for Google Auth to authenticate a website. So I'm not sure when it'll be a secure site, but as of now, you can register through Google. It's just there's that weird not secure app.
Okay.
Yeah. And for Wednesday, we want to be fully integrated of subscription billing with Twilio, and that also that will correspond to our billing settings. By default, all our users have free memberships, and in our billing settings, we will be able to switch that to premium, so we can create more than one group. And Thursday, we want to make sure we hit all the backend points, all the endpoints in our front end, and make sure our Twilio is fully functioning. And yeah, I put confirming the responsiveness, but it's already responsiveness.
Yeah,
but
sounds
we
like
will be already checking. We will be checking one more time.
Yeah.
And also too, if we implement a new template from Forest or another site, that we'd have to kind of reconfirm responsiveness.
Right.
Thankfully, though, if you're taking that route and you're doing like a theme forest injection, I guess, like an aesthetic solution like that, most of the time, that's one of the nice things that's all kind of suited up and booted up for you already. Okay, great. Is there anything else you had, Aaron?
That's it.
Okay. That was terrific. That was a great presentation. I wanted to know just how much I appreciate that presentation. You were fantastic.
Thank you.
I've had a lot of very long presentations today, and what a great way to end the check-ins today. Wonderful. This document too. The fact that you have your APIs listed out like that, your breakdowns for the week are on point. I mean, I don't know why I expect anything less when it comes to how y'all do your planning. I think that's one of the strongest suits that you have, just how good you are with that, because of the fact that you also have different moving parts on this team with your iOS team and trying to converge with the web team. It's helping you so much, and I'm so pleased at how this is going. Questions do I have? Questions that I have would be, so your API services that you want to have like fully integrated by the end. So it sounds like the what you need to flesh out entirely is just your final configuration with Stripe for your subscription. And after that, it's just a matter of, I know you're going to have to dance around a little bit more with Twilio. Twilio is probably going to be the majority of your week, I would think. I could be wrong, but that's how it seems to me in terms of like how much it's kind of banking on everything else. Is there any other API that you're kind of anticipating that you're going to have to like finish up? Because it seemed like everything else was already done as of last week.
Yeah, that's the only gray area.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, those third-party ones.
What do you mean?
Like third-party APIs. Those are the only ones throwing us off. All our local APIs.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. And as far as the API key issue go, I mean, not the key, but the secure application.
Yeah, the verified app.
That's I appreciate that you're taking that into consideration, but I'm gonna lay down the framework right now. I'm gonna be what am I trying to say? I'm going to take a step here and say that that's not going to be an issue.
Okay.
Unless Joshua confirms me that it's
You
going
mean the
to be an issue.
Google API? You mean?
The Google API itself is going to be that's going to be part of it, but I'm saying don't sweat the secure application confirmation. Like that's the least of your worries, because again.
Yeah, it's up. It's running. You can
Correct.
use Google. Yeah.
Yeah, and furthermore, it's gonna be a little bit. We're gonna be a couple weeks in the future before, Larry Page and Google Incorporated can look at this application and say like, yeah, well, we're gonna stamp this. It's still in development, so that's not a concern. I'm sure that you already like know that and probably agree with that, but just I wanted to make sure that was 100%. Great, wonderful. I'm hoping that Twilio is as fun for you as it seems to be for everybody else. But Twilio is definitely. I never realized how ambitious Twilio is with the API. I've only known Twilio up until doing labs as like a scheduled. Like, here's a text message, here's an email reminder, thank you for buying my thing on Etsy, whatever. Like, it just is like one of those locked and loaded communication platforms, and just from hearing commercials on like podcasts and stuff like that. So seeing what people are doing with Twilio now when it comes to the integrations that you're doing with this, it's unreal. I had no idea it went so deep, and this is like really flipping my wig.
Yeah, and they're growing. Like, if we were doing this project like 6 months later, there might even be like the functionality in place to do LAN with Twilio.
Yeah.
Just because I forget what it is. There's a new thing they're teasing that seems like it might handle those issues, but the documentation's not there, so I can't say if it does.
Yeah, maybe for labs 2028 we'll be doing ESP with Twilio, so you don't even have to talk, you just think about it, communicate with your squad. Cool. Great.
Well, they are San Francisco based company, and they are all over everywhere, the billboard.
Right. All right, everybody. Well, I have no more questions. I feel great about this. Do you have any questions for me?
Nope.
Not anymore. Yeah.
Nope. We asked the big one.
Awesome. Okay. Well, if there's anything I could do, you know how to get a hold of me. Otherwise, I'll talk to you throughout the week, and I'll see you at least on Friday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cool. Thank you so much. Good to see you. Have a wonderful night.
You too.